just got out of the theater and I just saw Y2K. We are making it rain with the catch-ups of 2024, and I gotta say, Y2K was a lot of fun. First off, I really like that this movie was a complete throwback to the late 90s / early 2000s, specifically 1999, in the transition into early 2000. And what I like about this movie is I thought it did a great job at really diving into feeling like the decade, and I appreciate that this film, even to an extent, kind of even looked like it was from that time period. Not fully always, but sometimes this movie even had a bit of a grit to it that made it look like it was tangible. It made it look like it was from that year. That's something that really shined, especially in the first half of this movie. I really just loved the setup a lot. I really enjoyed the dynamic between the two leads. Jada Martell and Julian Dennison are great. Julian Dennison is the standout, though. He's my favorite part of this movie. He is so funny, and the way their camaraderie back and forth, the way these two characters bounce off each other is so great. And it's relatable because I don't know, a lot of this felt relatable to the public high school experience, even though I was literally born in 2000, so I was a baby at this exact time. There were still a lot of vibes and a lot of moments that were just really fun and relatable in terms of just having friends in high school, going to parties, and all of that. I will say not completely relatable because this movie does get out wacky and landish and just out there. I'm stumbling over my words. I'm tired. But I like how crazy this movie got, and I appreciate that because there's a sense of self-awareness to it. It also feels like there's a bit of a almost parody of 90s culture in that sense, in the 90s movies. Like, it's a parody of films that are absurd like this. That comes down to the editing, the way some of the editing choices in this movie come about. I really enjoy that, and it really feels like what I like a lot about this movie is that when it does take certain tonal shifts that really surprised me, that I didn't expect, because I didn't really watch any trailers for this. I was super surprised. I really like the fact that I was surprised by that. But on top of that surprise, what's really cool about this movie is that it also does tonal shifts with the direction and the way it's edited together. Whenever the movie feels like it's changing the tone of comedy that it's trying to do, the editing, the pace, and everything about the movie's identity kind of shifts with it. For better and worse at times, admittedly, there are some jokes that the movie really, harps on for a while, to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm kind of tired of this one. But also, there's a lot of jokes that really stick the landing for me. There's a lot of moments where I was laughing and I had to be respectful and try to keep, calm, because I was trying to not laugh too loud and be that guy. Especially for everything Julian Dennison says. Like, he's so good. Comedy in the first half just had me in a chokehold at times. I really enjoyed it. I will say sometimes this movie does get so crazy to the point that I wish it did stay a little more focused up, but that's not really a detriment to the film as a whole. It's just a personal preference thing. I like the more isolated feel of the first half. I didn't know what I was getting into because I didn't really watch any trailers for this, so when it was the concept of Y2K, I didn't know exactly how they were going to tackle it, and the way they do, I found quite amusing, and it had a huge sense of self-awareness that really elevated it. But I appreciate that even though in that self-awareness, this movie did have emotional sincerity too, because you can have both. This movie has some genuine moments of heart that I really appreciated that I didn't expect for this movie to have. There are moments that I genuinely didn't expect, and I didn't expect to see that in a movie Y2K, a comedy / genre hybrid that I don't want to spoil too much in case you haven't seen the trailers either. I think if you haven't, you're actually going to have a lot more fun with it. But all in all, I found Y2K sharp, funny. The two main characters and their friendship is the heart and center of it. It really works. It provides that super bad vibe, kind of mixed with This Is the End in an interesting way. But splashed together with some early 2000s raunch comedy vibes to it as well, but not lacking that heart or sincerity either. Like I said, I do like the first half a lot more than the second half, but overall, I still really enjoy Y2K. It was a fun time. And I think you should go see it because comedies should be out in theaters too, and I just wish comedies could make more money, but not a lot of people see them in theaters as much, and go out and check this out if you want to see a good comedy. It's certainly absurd, but I think if you know how to have some fun, this movie will be fun for you. Thank you so much for watching Scatterbrain Reviews. Thank you so much for watching the trailer for our horror project Shift. I know I'm coming to you with a phone review still. If you're watching this on YouTube, there's going to be camera videos again eventually. I'm just still fixing stuff. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Thank you guys. See you next time. Goodbye.